It's time to check Adam's voicemail.
Ace Man, I know you talked about the Southwest flights from Vegas to Glen Burbank not serving the drinks because the flights are too short, and it's happening more and more. People are talking about it. My pops just flew down to Florida to visit me and flew back to Boston the other night. And they only fly JetBlue, my parents. Same thing. No drinks served, no snacks, no nothing. And they didn't even give them a reason for it. They just didn't serve them. 3-hour flight, Florida to Boston. It's happening. It's happening. It's fucking lazy fucks at the airport, the lazy teachers. Oh, my God. Love the show. Get it on, brother.
You can leave us a message at 888-634-1744.
Tyler Fischer in studio, impressionist, comedian.
Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, right?
Hey,
This is brutal, right? Freaking brutal.
Well, you're a white guy, Bill, right?
I don't know, but I got a black wife, right?
Oh.
She's always bitching at me, right? Watching Oprah. It's fucking brutal.
It's got to be tough going out and doing your set and then coming home to a woman who's critiquing you that way, Bill.
Right, and I can't, oh, you're racist. Oh, he's racist, right? It's happening on a Monday. I don't know. I'm just being a dick.
He's in Mr. Burcham, and that'll premiere May 12th on Daily Wire.
Got to get Bill in there.
Got to get Bill in there. He does an animated series, right?
Yeah.
And he plays Carpanzi, my kind of nemesis. Kind of steals the show. Live shows, by the way, Tyler, you can go to tylerfischer.com for all the live shows. All right, so we'll see if we can find that Danny Bakeman clip. I feel like he's always sitting down. He's always talking. And I think it was from the third. Is it me screwing it up all the time when I say, oh, is it this? We got it? Oh, we got it. All right. Listen to the guy who everyone thinks is white talk about being profiled.
To the few you have contact while you are working.
We're sorry, but, you know, it's our job, too, that we've got to do this, okay? Because we just can't let you go.
Look how I look. I'm light, bright, but damn sure not white. Okay?
Light, bright.
But the reality is, when I'm stopped by the police, you know, they treat me like a nigga.
Okay.
All right. First
let's roll.
I wish my culture could just simply rhyme things to make me right. The glove don't fit, you must acquit. It's like, all right, I guess we got to let him out. Yeah. That guy rhymed. You know, they had a whole fucking slew of evidence, but he rhymed. I'm light, I'm bright, but I ain't surely ain't white. It's like, well, you look pretty. Okay,
light and bright describes a white person.
So you're light and you're bright. So how do the cops know you're black when they're walking up?
License, registration, and 23andMe results, please.
That's right. Yeah. Maybe they hold up one of those shade things they do when you get your teeth whitened. Those weird things up to his forehead. We could have a brother here, Tim. Get out of the car. Let's hear it one more time. So this is a guy.
Go close on my face when he says the N-word this time.
Who society thinks
while you are
white.
We're sorry, but, you know, it's our job, too, that we've got to do this, okay? Because we just can't let you go.
A young Tony Hawk.
Look how I look. I'm light, bright, but damn sure not white. Okay? But the reality is, when I'm stopped by the police, you know, they treat me like a nigga.
Right. So here's why I'm the worst interviewer ever. I go, well, if you look white, how they know you're black? I mean, how they know how to treat you?
I mean, he's kind of doing the voice. He's got to
punch up.
He's a New Orleans
He's got to punch up the voice when he's doing the thing where I'm a black person, because if he's just speaking the Queen's English.
Like, you ever see a comic do that where they're, you know, they might be whatever. They're putting on a more of a.
It's what Oprah does, Michelle Obama does, Barack Obama does, and Hillary Clinton does.
I was going to say when she's talking about hot sauce.
When they get in front of black people, they black it up. I wish people would white it up a little around me, you know.
Yeah.
I do it sometimes. I don't shake hands. I do the shake and then the half hug every time.
You know what I got to say what I'm guilty of? I will say the word man after something I say. I don't say, you know what I'm saying, man? Like, I don't say man after stuff I say. If I get in front of a group of black people, I will put the word man in there. And if you want to count people's man counts in a black group versus a white group, they up their man. They say man.
Well, you can't say man. No, there's no more Boy Scouts in Maine now.
Oh, that's right.
So the man is that's a tightrope now.
That's
to gender your
that is
black
true.
voice.
All right, so let's see.
Show's great. We get TV show came out. Have we talked about that?
It's Teacher Appreciation Week right now, Adam. So this is a perfect time.
Oh yeah,
it was a little surreal actually last night.
Having the thing finally come out.
Well, that, but like I watched you when I was like 10. I don't know when was the Man Show on. What year was that?
Was
that the 90s?
99 through like maybe 98 through 03 or 99.
So I was 11 when I started watching the Man Show. Mm-hmm. And it blew the lid off my head.
Made you a man.
It made me a man. And that and Roseanne Barr I grew up watching.
Oh, yeah.
That is
she was there. Yeah.
It's crazy.
I had another moment with my daughter, which is like, she goes, oh, she's like talking to her friend when they're driving over and Bircham, and I don't know what you do. And then something about the Man Show, but she doesn't know anything about the Man Show. Then she goes, my manager at work, though, told me about the Man Show. Found out my dad was the Man Show guy, and he showed me there's a really funny Man Show clip. And then they show the Man Show boy, Aaron, trying to sell beer on the street.
Yeah.
Legendary clip.
Which is legendary, but I'm not in it.
Right.
You know what I mean? They really literally picked the one clip that I'm not in, and then she shows her friend and goes, my dad used to do this show. And then her friend's like, oh, that's funny.
Sending little boys out.
Your dad was super fat when he was 11.
This pedophile who's just got kids drinking beer.
And I'm like, that's it? So our full
what you
coverage
take from
of
this?
the Man Show did not involve me. It just involved Aaron, the Man
And
Show
you're
boy.
not even really in your show. I mean, your face isn't. It's animated.
Yeah,
so.
that's a good point.
Do you feel like you can get away with more? I think the answer is probably yes with animation because there's no human behind it.
Yeah, I think you can do more. You can do more in general, like, you know, when we have Burly Man come in from the heavens and riding on his bear,
sure,
and sort of have a flashback and that kind of stuff. Like it's more fluid. It's funner. You can do.
You can
things.
write any scene.
You
Any
can write.
scene.
You can write any
up.
flashback to any movie or the dawn of civilization. You know, whatever. It's kind of
Endless,
freeing that way. And yeah, it's nice. The process. The most important process for any young person to experience is beginning, middle, and end. So, and the people that are deprived of the beginning, middle, and end experience have very difficult lives, and usually lives that aren't marked with much achievement. So, like, what is a bad life? Well, let's say a bad life is never getting off the sofa. So there's no beginning, middle, and end, you know. And what's a good life? Well, a good life is you come up with an idea for an invention, you make the invention, you grassroots it and sell it, and then the next thing you know, some Procter & Gamble buys it from you and they hand you a check for $100 million. So that's a beginning.
Yeah.
I thought of this idea. The middle.
Oppenheimer.
I executed this idea. And at the end, Hiroshima, Nagasaki.
Yeah, not the best end.
Big victory. All right. So now that's kind of beginning, middle, and end. And the more of the beginning, middle, and ends you can do, like when you write a joke.
Yeah.
When I write a joke, you go, oh, I got this idea, you know, and you go, wonder how that's going to be. That's the beginning.
Then we fly to Utah.
Then we go to Utah.
Which we were at the same time. Yeah.
Then there's the middle where you're on the plane and you go, oh, I'm going to work this joke out. And then there's the end where people are laughing in the club. If it goes right. Beginning, middle, and end. Every life is sort of a beginning, long, middle, hopefully, short end. You know, it's all beginning, middle, and end. And the people that you know who are wildly unsuccessful are the ones that have been trying to write a book for 14 years or trying to release a country album for 21 years, you know, like trying for something that's one big middle. The real losers are the ones with no beginning. That's my family. They make no proclamations. They're not going to do anything. There's nothing to even begin. And then there's a second strata of losers, the people who begin something, but they just never finish it. Like sometimes...
A lot of comedians like that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to do this thing. And you got to stop hanging out with them because you realize you just, that becomes the
sometimes
vibe.
It's just clean the garage. Like you go,
Sure.
man, you haven't cleaned your garage? I know. I'm going to get to it. I'm going to get to it. And you come back 2 years later and it's exactly the same. It's all one long middle for them. The beginning, middle, end people, they move fast and they build upon their last victory with the beginning, middle, end. Not so much the knowledge, more I have the experience of going, getting a phone call and having some guy going, I'll give you money to write a book. And you go, write a book? I can't write a book. And they go, I'll give you money. And you go, okay. And at some point, the book comes out, like you're physically holding it in your hands.
Yeah.
And the thing about Bircham or an animated thing, it's the ultimate beginning, middle, and end. You have this idea. Then at some point you're sitting around and you're going, well, who lives in this guy's world? What's his wife's name? What's his nemesis name?
Megyn Kelly was fantastic as your wife.
She's great.
Really great.
And then at some point you're pulling up to the premiere party and there's a big picture of your character on the side of the building and you go, okay, this is the end part. We did the beginning, middle, and end, which makes the next project so much easier to do because it doesn't really matter what it is. There's a beginning, a middle, and then the end. And people need to experience that, and they don't.
And
they
successful people have to know how to let go once that end happens. I think you have to properly celebrate it because there's also a lot of people out there, they can't celebrate the win. They get the show. They're touring and stand up. They're still flying in the back of the plane next to the bathroom, and I'm going, you got to enjoy it. You got to celebrate it. I used to have a guy, I was in a 12-step program, and I was a joke addict. It was my therapist tried to get me to stop telling jokes. But every little win, he would text and go, how are you going to celebrate? No matter what it was.
Right.
Clean your room, whatever. Clean your room, every fucking thing. And I take that with me. Yeah. Like, I'm here for 3 days. I went and got myself a place on the beach for 2 days. I spent some money I maybe didn't have, but it's like, no, I'm in a fucking TV show with Adam Carolla and Roseanne Barr and all these people. Just celebrate it. And then take that energy and put it into the next thing. I'm going to do the mothership tomorrow. I'm going to take that energy into that. But you have to be able to soak in it a little bit and go and be able to move on to the next thing.
It's a balance. Yeah. And soak in it for a bit is good. Hang out in it will get you back to the middle guy.
Yeah.
So it's a sort of, let's enjoy this, and now let's get on to the next piece
and you've
of
got
work.
season 2 that you can move on to.
All right, Chris, do you have any news for us?
Certainly. So Tyler brought this up, so I'll just do this one now. So the Boy Scouts.
That's right.
They, in an effort to be more exclusive, the Boy Scouts of America... Inclusive, sorry.
Well, they end up being exclusive at the end of the day.
In an effort to be more inclusive, the Boy Scouts of America is changing its name to Scouting America, the organization announced this week. The rebrand reflects the organization's ongoing commitment to welcome every youth and family in America to experience the benefits of scouting.
Yeah, can't have a Boy Scouts and a Girl Scouts anymore.
Yeah, well, remember, the announcement comes 5 years after the organization began including girls into the Scout program.
Just have a fucking boy and a Girl Scout.
Wait, so it used to just be Boy Scouts, and then they made a Girl Scouts?
Yeah, there were Girl Scouts as well, but now they started accepting girls into the Boy Scouts.
They had a YMCA and a YWCA. I don't even know if they still have a YWCA.
I've never seen a YWCA.
Their YWCAs were a big thing, and YMCA was for the men, and YW was for the women. And I don't think they even exist. YW doesn't exist anymore. I see, there used to be, and maybe there still is, there are gyms that are ladies-only workout centers or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
I'm totally fine with them going.
It's probably better off.
Probably better off. Good. Hang out there. I don't need to work out there. I
Yeah.
could go somewhere else.
I go to Equinox. It's like an OnlyFans film shoot.
Oh,
And,
really?
Everyone's got their camera. Everybody's hot. Everyone's hard as a rock. It's not good.
Which one?
Yeah,
In Hudson Yards, in New York City.
oh, Hudson Yards.
Yeah.
La-di-da.
And by the way, they shut the sauna down because all the guys were fucking in it. So the men we lost our sauna in the men's room, and now there's a sign on the steam room. It's like, don't fuck in here.
Really? What's the sign
But the straight
say?
white guys are the problem.
What's the
it literally
sign?
is like, don't be sexual in here or you'll
Oh,
be kicked out
really?
immediately.
Wow.
Yeah.
The fact that they have to put those
Yeah.
signs up.
Yeah.
I always thought it's weird. Like a lot of the public jacuzzis have like, please, if you have had diarrhea in the last 10 days, don't get in here.
Yeah.
So
I
something
just saw
must have
that in my
happened.
pool at my place here, and I was like, it should say if you don't wipe your ass properly,
Yeah.
don't come in.
Either way, kills the vibe.
That kills the vibe.
I really realized, like, it's a lot of the signs. Like, I saw when I was at JSX in Burbank, there was a high top table and it said, don't put your dog on the table. And I thought, oh my God. And then you pass by the fire station. It says like baby safe drop zone. Like, here's a drawer.
Yeah.
You know, just put your kid in like you're doing a night deposit at a
Jeez.
bank. And I'm like, these signs spell the end of society.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Don't fuck in the sauna. Don't
Yeah.
put your dog on the table. Don't drop your kid off at the fire station. Like, this is the end of these.
Don't
these,
put that on display, please.
I had one. It said at my hotel. It said, "Save the planet. Consider not washing your sheets during your stay." And I'm like, "Oh, look at me rolling around my own cum like a hero for
Yeah,
5 days.
that's
Just
right.
busting loads for the whales, a little for the trans
Yeah.
community. Like, it's just come on, man.
little cannoli.
You're at a hotel to be pampered a little bit.
No, everything that is a sort of their movement, like what they want you to do, is all to save them time and money and labor. You know what I mean? So they'll like hang a picture, hang a little plaque, and it'll have a picture of a dolphin on it. It'll go, use your towel for an 8th time, which I'm always fine with. My towel.
I don't use my towel and then fucking slap a dolphin in the face, wrap it around his neck.
Choke flipper out. No, my towel feeling is the towel only touches me when I'm clean. There's nothing on me. I just got done cleaning myself. So when the towel goes on, the towel gets moist and or wet, but I am at my cleanest.
It's basically just getting water.
I've never been cleaner.
Yeah.
And then I hang it out on a hook and it air dries. And then at some point a woman will come in and go, that towel is disgusting. You have to wash it. And I'll go, well, what's washing it? More water? And soap?
Fauci would say during the pandemic, you know, your droplets are all over the towel. There's millions, billions of COVID droplets. Which, by the way, no one ever fucking talked about the fact that 6 feet thing was fake. It was made up from the original pandemic. The actual distance was much closer to 30. That was so we would have had to stay 30 feet away to fully prevent it at the grocery store, everywhere.
And we're putting stickers in elevator
They're
floors
still up
like
everywhere.
4 feet away.
Still everywhere.
I know.
Weird to
I
see
know.
'em, yeah.
We're fucking nuts.
Take those down for the love of God.
It's not their fault. It's anyone who listens. Fault.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I agree. So we can air dry a towel for 100 years. There's nothing on it. There's nothing on it. It doesn't get dirty. But the hotels are always looking to save a little bit of labor.
Especially after COVID, when everybody lost half their employees. The service all around now is just gone down 50%.
Yes.
Half the staff, and they go, well, it's COVID, and and so we lost kind of the proper way to do things.
Where did everybody
so
go?
much.
They went home and they
home.
got
They never
paid
came out.
to go home.
And they overdosed on booze and fentanyl and drugs, and everyone's fucking high all the time.
I was
It's
talking to my
disgusting.
son the other day, and I just go, you've been in high school you're graduating now, right?
Yeah.
And I said, by the way, it's always an insulting question when I go, you going to do the graduation? He goes, yeah. I go, oh, they're going to let you? I go,
You got to ask
that's
that
a
now?
bad sign.
Yeah, you got to go to your graduation.
That means he may not be valedictorian, but I said to him, what do you think you got? And like in terms of COVID and everything else, half You think you've been to high school 50% of the time?
Oh, God.
Like literally 50% of the time? Yeah, about there. Like COVID kicked in his freshman year, and it's been catch as catch can since, because people change their relationship with attending school and attending work. They don't realize there's implications to telling people to stay home for a year. It's not that year, it's all the years after that and their relationship with work.
Yeah. I don't want to go in. Once you take that amount of time off, you know, we've been going since grade school, just knowing that get up, you go, you get to work. And then you take that away where you're home for a year, just jerking off in your own bed for 5 days.
He told me the greatest thing ever. He goes, he was unvaccinated. So when he would show up at class on Monday and a kid tested positive for COVID, he'd get to go home for 3 days. He said that was the best day of my life.
Unbelievable.
You just show up Monday morning. It's like, Tim's got COVID. All right, nice. I'm out. See ya.
You just
go back home again.
You just find the people like sneezing. You just hang out around them. You know,
Literally, they opened a brand new cafeteria, state-of-the-art cafeteria, and all the kids would have to eat outside, sitting on the dirt and the grass in the rain, because they wouldn't let them in because they were too close.
Unreal.
To one another. Yes. And
I couldn't even go to my family's house during the holidays and stuff. So for like 2 years. So losing
your family, were they into COVID?
Yeah, very much so. And losing a family holidays for that long, it really ruined my family. We have that was the glue. We all agree we're going to go and get along for Christmas and Thanksgiving, and it ended. And it really, then my brother's kids got older, and I didn't even recognize them.
Were your parents uptight about it? Or took it seriously?
Yeah, very seriously. Like, you got a test, and I said, no, I'm not going to do that. One time I went to, I was on my way to that cottage in Maine. My dad and his husband built this little cottage that I was going to transition to. And I stopped at my dad's house, and I had to pee outside on his house. My dog is looking at me, and I'm pissing on the side of his house, and I'm just going, this is...
You hear the toilet flush, and the dog comes trotting outside.
He's got his Band-Aid. He's like, I got
vaccinated. Passed the test. Me and the gay lover in there watching Oprah right now.
I know. I supported all this shit.
He wouldn't let you in the house.
No.
I love it.
And I supported all this crazy stuff. I was at the pride parades, the AIDS things, and then I go, hey, I want to be a free thinker. And it's like, go piss outside, you fucking dog.
I love it. I love the hypocrites. I love. My mom was very progressive and liberal and votes for Gavin Newsom, and I was like, okay, good. But I worked it to my advantage because I didn't want to hang out with her.
Oh, okay.
So I'd get on the phone with her and be like, well, Mom, I don't want to put you in any kind of harm's way. She was so paranoid, but it's really just narcissism. It's not really.
Well, she was also, I'm sure, old.
She was old.
So I give that a lot of grace.
I was fine. But she was that when she was young too. But I said, "Oh, fine, you're old." But it was good.
Yeah.
And I did not. I even though she lived, nearish by me, I would use COVID as an excuse not to hang out.
Yeah, it's still an excuse.
But you wanted to hang out with your family.
Well, twice a year.
Yeah.
To make sure, okay, let's not be weird at the funeral.
All you fucking idiots who canceled Thanksgiving. And, we had our mayor, Garcetti, was like, and Newsom and Barbara Ferrer, the health minister, was like, you can have Thanksgiving outdoors, but limit the amount of people you allow to eat. It was 41 degrees outside. It's like, we're going to go outdoors. And they were actually telling you how to do the food, like what to put it in and how to pass the food down, wipe down the food and stuff. And I was like, fuck
and
y'all,
we're the fascist, dictators.
They're like,
for wanting to think freely.
Put the mashed potatoes in a T-shirt cannon and fire it across the table at Nana or Grandpa. Like, are you fucking
25
idiots?
chews per person.
That's right. Yeah. I never did. I didn't so much as wash my hands during
Good
COVID.
for you.
I was fucking
How much
done.
shit and hate did you get? I mean, I lost a lot of people in my life.
Adam was a super spreader.
I was a super spreader.
Remember? Oh,
I had a lot of people coming out of the woodwork.
Spreader.
I had major celebrities like Valerie Bertinelli and other major celebrities. Like,
We know what you mean when you say major celebrities.
George Takei, all the big names were trying to come after me, and I told them to suck my dick.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
yeah.
What was that article? Was that Newsweek?
I
What
think
was the
so.
one with
Sounds
that
right.
great article about all my misinformation? By the way, you know what's great? Read articles from 2020, August 2020 or February 2021, and read the article in Newsweek or USA Today or whatever when they list all your misinformation. It's all shit they were wrong about and you were right about in real time. Radio host Adam Carolla says only old or sick people get coronavirus. Asks who's going to get played next time. So that was Newsweek.
Yeah, it sounds pretty accurate, actually.
Coming after me. Yeah, I said old people and sick people die and the rest of you pussies got played. And then who's getting played next time? It was a pretty simple tweet, And then the article, which is awesome, because it's from, it's September 2020, I guess. So it says someone who just took it off the screen while I'm saying it. Is that wrong? Does that mean, Byron? No, it's right? Yeah, September 2020. Yeah. So it was pretty...
The thick of it.
It was pretty right in the thick of it.
Yeah.
And I just called everyone pussies.
Well, I love that.
And told them they got jobbed. And I said, who's going next time? Because this ain't it. They found that you people are so soft-headed and so weak and so pliable and so dumb that whatever the next thing is, you're already early money on that shit. They're going to grab you and fuck you up.
This was a
with that.
minor test run that it was failed miserably.
Well, or
no, I mean,
pass the flying colors.
Failed. The people failed. Yeah,
Yes.
the fact that so many people went along with, even at 51%, they'd go, yeah, let's do it again.
Yeah, I want to hear some of that article because it's going to make Tyler. It's going to make Tyler laugh.
You just feel kind of untouchable in a way. I don't know if it's because you have like a grounded. You have this kind of stoic energy.
Whenever the truth is, that's it.
Yeah,
that's the policy.
Right.
The truth.
Right.
If you may not like it, but that's not my problem.
Or even
you know
what we got rid of was this period of time where we go, we're not quite sure, so maybe don't fire everybody and force medicine into them. Here's this little win. We've got rid of that deliberation time where you go, now we let people make their own decisions and do their own research or whatever it might be. And that just disappeared.
Yeah.
During this whole thing.
All right. Where's that article?
Okay, I have it here.
Oh, you have it. Go ahead.
So once again, radio host Adam Carolla says only old or sick die of coronavirus.
It's a good breakdown because I hadn't been a radio host for 14 years at that point. I was
You're
a
doing other
podcaster,
things.
but that sounds too hip.
Yeah. Asks who's going to get played next time. Radio host Adam Carolla was blasted on Twitter after falsely suggesting only the old or sick die of COVID-19 while insulting those who got played by believing medical experts.
Well, okay, I did. You believed your medical experts and you idiots got played.
Yeah. You believed yours.
Yeah.
You didn't die, and you kept your life and your freedom.
And here's your tweet from Monday morning. Turns out the people dying from COVID are old or sick or both. How many of you pussies got played, and who's going to get played the next time?
Can't be more succinct than that.
Although the sick and elderly are more susceptible to serious complications or death due to COVID-19, they are far from the only groups that the virus kills.
Right. So see what they do there. More susceptible. By more susceptible, you mean like blacks are more susceptible for sickle cell?
Yeah.
Like, no. It's the overwhelming majority of them. That versus the other one where they go, some people, versus zero or almost zero or statistically zero.
Don't you think, I mean, I know a lot of people. I don't even know somebody who knows somebody who died at my age or somebody who was healthy.
It doesn't exist. Every talking head on CNN, MSNBC, Work for USA Today was in the government who warned us about COVID. None of them died.
Zero
deaths.
Politicians, zero.
So how bad could this thing be?
Yeah. No,
Sorry, Chris.
It's unbelievable.
All right. Data from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention indicates that over 35,000 out of more than 170,000 U.S. COVID-19 deaths were in those aged under 65.
Right, with pre-existing conditions. Which I
Cancer.
said. That's what I
There needs to be an
said.
asterisk next to each of
Yes.
these sentences.
Diabetes, legless, blind, in a coma.
Yes. All right.
Younger people who contract the virus are also able to easily spread the infection to the elderly.
Oh, that was the other one. That's the other angle they were.
you can
yeah,
spread
we
it.
all live with
Yeah.
our grandparents like it's Italy in the 20s, you know. Fuck off. My grandparents are dead.
In addition, many of those who survive bouts with COVID-19 may suffer from potentially long-term damage caused by the
No.
virus, regardless of their age or previous medical
Long-term.
history.
By the way, if people
Remember the long
who,
COVID?
yes, if people who had long-term damage from COVID, every single American just about got COVID, right? So if a percentage of those people, let's say 10%, you know, you go, all right, let's see, there's 330 million Americans. This is just Americans worldwide. This is worldwide.
Yeah.
7 billion people, right? If half those people got COVID and then 10% of those people had some sort of long-term damage, we'd be talking about hundreds of millions of people that had long-term
Should be in wheelchairs
damage.
on ventilators.
Yes, yes, fucking liars. They lie incrementally. They go, well, it might not hurt kids, but then you give it to them. Then there's long-term.
That became something people bragged about, which was so pretentious. Well, I had long COVID.
Right.
You know, 22-year-old.
Right. And their mom had Epstein-Barr virus. And yeah.
Many who overcome the illness are left with damage to organs, including the heart and lungs, along with other issues.
Many
who
overcome have.
I've fucked many women.
Yeah, in that case,
Could be
fuck you.
4.
All right,
4.
This is Newsweek, right?
Yes.
All right, they're liars. They lie. So the next time Newsweek has a take on something,
Yeah.
remember they lie. They're lying. They're
Yeah.
lying about this. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry. More news and not less
Let's do more
Newsweek.
news, yeah.
Fucking
But
liar.
it should anger you, and it should still anger you. And people go, stop talking about it. I know comics that got Netflix specials, and they said, you can't talk about COVID. And they said,
Right.
okay. And they did their special and cut out. It's like, now you're just going to silence it? No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Fuck you, Newsweek. You owe me an apology. You're wrong.
Well, speaking of Netflix, did you see the roast?
No, I don't watch Netflix. I don't support Netflix. I don't support people that give fucking Hannah Gatsby, some shitty trans poet, a comedy special, and then all these comedians suffer from it. So I stopped watching Netflix.
Good for
Sorry.
you.
I'm just pissed off.
But I saw it.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Well, so you saw Kim Kardashian get up on stage and she was booed. Mm-hmm. And here, we can watch some of it, and she's just powering through it. Jeff Ross kind of gets on mic and tells everyone to stop.
Well, thank you.
Why is she being booed?
Because she's Kim Kardashian.
I know a lot of people make fun of your height.
She's trying to get their joke.
All right.
And Jeff has a handheld.
All right, Kevin.
And Kevin Hart's trying to help too and calm everybody down. So this has been edited out of the special. Now.
Exactly.
Oh, really?
That's why I don't watch
they have
that
edited
bullshit.
out Kim Kardashian getting booed.
Who did that?
Who?
Yeah.
Netflix refuses to comment on it, but there is.
That's at the behest of the Kardashian family, though, because Netflix, they aired it live.
They aired it live. It was replayed like for the 3 days with the
If you're
booze.
going to do it live,
Right.
you should keep everything in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that has they have removed her getting booed. From
I could picture Kim Kardashian like calling, what's the Netflix guy's name?
Jeff. No.
Shit. Ted Sarantos.
Ted, yeah, that's right.
She sounded like, Ted, listen.
Isn't that wild that we actually don't, that's not a common household name? The guy that owns like the biggest platform in the world, I would have never known that.
I came up with it. Ted, actually her calling like Ted Sarantos going, listen, I know everyone's seen it, but I just don't want it out there in perpetuity. I have kids, and I just don't want anything embarrassing. I just don't want any embarrassing tape. You know, I'm a mother.
The booze.
I'm a mother now, and my kids are pretty sensitive, and I don't want
this thing to spread
I don't want it to
out
spread
around the
out. I don't want any embarrassing
Leak, it could
footage.
leak.
Some weird footage of me out there
Getting
being booed
booed.
could be really damaging to my kids one day.
And he goes,
So-
why don't we edit a cock in your mouth? And we'll, okay.
Ted,
we'll
that's
keep
not
it
what
in.
I had in mind, but
We'll keep
okay.
it
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm more of a Daily Wire watcher.
Thank you.
And I do have to say that this episode is brought to you by ExpressVPN. Use code Bertram for 15% off.
Thank you, Ben.
I always like to
Ben.
imagine Ben like just doing ads all the time because he cuts to an ad every 5 seconds.
He's seamless.
He's giving a eulogy to his best friend.
As we know, Greg wrapped his car around a telephone pole. He did not get enough sleep the night before. If only he'd been using a helium sleep mattress, this never would have happened. Use RIP Greg for 10% off. Helium sleep mattress. Sleep like your life depends on it.
All right, Greg. Yeah, I do. That is so Ben. That is so perfect. That is a perfect Ben Shapiro.
Man.
Also, Giselle is really upset with how obviously she should be with a lot of the jokes because of the kids. She doesn't want her kids.
Listen, all the moms.
Who's
always
Giselle?
do
I don't
the
know who that
kids.
is.
Tom Brady's ex-wife.
Oh,
Tom.
They did a lot of divorce
First
jokes.
off, lots of what about the kids. First off, I wish my mom had 1 ounce of what about the kids. Now it's all what about the kids.
Yeah, yeah.
Everything's all about the kids. There was nothing about the kids when I was a kid.
Nothing.
Now it's all about the kids. But if you really think of it from her standpoint, like you have to really think about, because every joke is about her sucking the karate guy's dick and everything else and dumping you and everything else. And so if you're at a roast and you volunteered for a roast, well, you go, shit, that's pretty ballsy of Tom to volunteer for a roast. But he didn't just volunteer him, he volunteered her. Too, because if every 5th joke is going to be about her sucking the karate guy's dick, well, that's kind of her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you have to kind of think about it through the lens of getting sucked along in the atmosphere of the person who volunteered. And also, there's kind of context for him or anybody. So you go do a roast and you're up on the dais, and I've done 3 of them.
you've done them? Who did you do?
I did Hugh Hefner.
Oh, wow.
I did Pamela Anderson, and I did Alec Baldwin.
Wow.
You're there. You signed up for it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the difference between civilians being killed in the war and soldiers being killed in the war. You go, soldiers, like, hey, you signed up.
Yeah.
You signed up for this, and now you're dead. But the guy who was just riding his bike down the street who got hit with the drone, that guy didn't sign up for this shit. You know what I mean? So Brady signs up for it, but he de facto signs her up for it too. Yeah. And anyone else who's in his sphere that they're going to make fun of. And they'll never limit it to you. You know, so when I'm sitting up there on the dais and Jimmy's up there on the dais and they're making a whole bunch of jokes about Jimmy sucking my dick and being gay and stuff like that, I'm there. They're getting both of us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they're making tons of jokes about his whore wife and stepping out and leaving you for the jiu-jitsu instructor and stuff. And she's being sort of supplementary, annexed-y, fragged
she's getting
along the way. But she didn't sign up, and she's not there. When you're there, there's kind of a context.
Yeah.
You can nod, you can smile, you can roll your eyes. You then get a chance to rebut. It's not like Giselle gets to come out there at the end and settle everyone's hash. So in a weird way, she just becomes, she's like Trump. He gets a gag order. Everyone else is doing podcasts calling him an asshole and a loser, and he has to zip it. That's kind of what it's like. Everyone else talks shit, and you got the gag order.
Yeah, well,
so I get her argument.
Well, so Sarah Tiana, she was one of the writers of the roast, and she tweeted, I mean, in Tom's defense, Giselle did ask for half of everything.
Oh, okay.
So
Good, Sarah.
there's it. But also, Aaron Hernandez
by the way, what is half of everything? I would see years where they do like a Forbes list or breakdown or whatever, and it's like he made $13 million in the NFL this year, and she made $41 million as a model. Like, she made more during many of those years. She was getting millions and millions. So when you go, she wanted half of her half or half of his half? Did they swap halves? Like, she was making
she's going to take a loss.
And millions. So what do you mean half?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the court system with...
Yeah.
Aaron Hernandez's ex-wife also worried about the kids for all the Aaron Hernandez
Well,
jokes.
I get it.
Why was Kim Kardashian there? doing
she
it? She's
she was
just a
hanging
big
out with Tom
celebrity?
Brady for a while. There was
Okay.
like rumors that they were dating, but it never really surfaced anything.
I think that was just
a stunt casting. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I have no respect for that. Have funny people on.
I think
you
you
know?
like it.
how
I
many?
know you don't. You refuse to watch, but I think you like. It felt. I don't know. It felt like a turning point.
Yeah.
Yeah. They really
Yeah, a
went
lot
for
of people were going, you know what's the
Well,
end of political
Sure.
correctness.
Well, now where were they the last 8 years
Right.
when they could
I
have been
agree.
having really funny comics on who had to put their special on YouTube, like there's a fucking open micer.
Yeah, I don't know that it's necessarily a turning point for Netflix, although it's helping.
Yeah.
But it's a turning point
They gave Shane Gillis a show.
for society.
They did, yeah.
Netflix did?
Yeah, he's got a show out.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. A stand-up show?
No, it's a
scripted.
sitcom.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's called Tires.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
Just came
Good
out.
for him. Oh,
Yeah.
we got to check that out.
Yeah,
Premiere
but
was
of
also-
course
you
he's
don't know
huge.
last night.
Of course now they go,
Well,
come on, Joe, we've been watching you for
always
years.
do that. They're always.
But what I'm
huge
saying is,
hypocrites.
like, it felt like a turning point in the sense that it was universally acclaimed. Like, everybody loved it. There was no like, oh, they went too far. They really like.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully,
Well,
hopefully
people
this
are
is-
exhausted, I think.
We
I think
are.
everyone got
Everybody is.
exhausted from the protesting and all that shit, and now
Yes.
those people are asleep.
Well, we hit a saturation point where it's like I can't be talked into one more fucking bullshit thing, or to be angry about another white person or something, or microaggression, or I just too
what
much.
would it take to actually get Adam to get you to go? Okay, yeah, I'm on board now. It'd be incredible to see what it would take. to
Netflix
get-
would have to pay me, and then
It would
I
have to be a
go,
tremendous
I'm on
amount of
board.
money.
Yeah. But also, what do you think of Kevin Hart?
He's not that good
I liked him
as a
as a host.
He hosted it.
He hosted. Yeah.
Couldn't see
Listen,
him.
it was a little-
I'm taller than Kevin Hart, which I'm a
Yeah.
very. He was in my at the Comedy Cellar. He came and watched the show, and I'm going, well, there's Kevin Hart. So I just did short jokes, and I couldn't believe I'm taller than him. That
You
was
could
such
do
an ego
short
stroke.
jokes.
Kevin Hart prepared to a degree, but not
enough.
really.
Oh,
And
was
if you watch his opener, it was okay,
Okay.
but it wasn't great. And he
I was
just
impressed.
kept sort of saying "fuck Tom Brady" because he was out of
It was it was a
stuff.
filler.
Yeah, because here's the whole. Let me just.
I almost said they
explain.
should have hired a comedian, but I just think of him as a movie star now.
Yes, let me explain how this works. If you're Nikki Glazer or Jeff Ross, this is your Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
This is your thing, and for many comedians who are up there, this is a thing, and it's a little make or break. Not really break, but I mean, there's never going to be more eyeballs on you than this, and this is it. Kevin Hart, it's a distant fifth in terms of shit
Doesn't need
he's
it.
got to do, right?
Yeah.
And all the roast is pure preparation. If you walk up there and you think you're going to wing it, you ain't.
Yeah.
And I've seen guys try it before. I saw Tommy Davidson try to wing Hugh Hefner's roast. They cut him completely out of the roast.
no.
They didn't shrink his set from 8 minutes to 2.5. He wasn't in it. They just went, "Oh,
Damn.
gone." Like, that's how it works. The people who make a living out of it, who go, Nikki Glazer gets the jokes, goes and tries them around town, works it, massages it, works it, tweaks it. Kevin Hart's got so much going on, he'd be a fool to go, I'm going to take 2 months off and focus on this roast. You know what I mean?
He was designing a new protein drink.
He's got
that
some
morning.
jokes, and he's got some guys rewriting the jokes, and he goes, let's put it in a prompter. You know what I mean? And so when you see the finished product, that's exactly what it looks like. He looks like a kid who's given an oral report, who skimmed the book, had a buddy read him part of the book and tell him what was in there and kind of help him out, make a couple of beats. And he thinks he can get by because he goes, everyone in a roast, you go, I can get by because I'm funny, because I'm good, like I'm quick. It doesn't work there. I'm getting by on my feet.
gotta
It
be
doesn't.
sharp. 'Cause it's all writing.
It's
It's
either
just
in
writing.
that prompter, loaded and locked, and you're ready to go, or you didn't do your homework and you're going to be up there in front of class and you're doing Moby Dick and there's a lot of holes in it. And so he sort of showed up like, hey, I'm kind of chill. I'm staying loose and I'm doing my thing. And it was okay. Where would you rank him on the list?
Of all the comedians up there.
No, great Americans.
Well, you want someone hungry.
The people from the roast.
Washington,
Lincoln.
fifth or sixth. Yeah, I thought he set the tone
All right,
really
so
well.
who do we hit? Fifth or sixth?
Yeah.
Fifth or sixth is not super high praise, though.
I think for a host.
Well, a host can crush it as much as anybody else can crush it.
Everybody else really crushed it. That's why. But I honestly, I loved his opening set. I thought he set the tone. He went right into the jokes about the jiu-jitsu teacher.
Yeah. No, it wasn't. Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
You want someone that needs it.
I got Belichick ahead of him.
Really?
I got Brady ahead of him. Brady crushed.
Brady was.
Okay. Fifth or sixth.
Yeah.
I'm saying fifth or sixth is not second or third, Just saying.
Well, compared to what we've seen from Kevin Hart, I think, from his stand-up specials, I don't know, maybe I'm using that.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll break it down.
Rennie
Harlan is here, so we got to break and talk to him. But, let's look at it, because I was like, okay, that one worked. Oh, that one didn't work as well. But yeah. I thought he did a good job. I'm saying if it was his only job for the last month, you'd probably see a different version of that.
Maybe it was but he was just so like, when we told Gronk to use your words and things like that. Like, I thought there's some good moments.
Well, he's not bad. That's for damn sure.
It's kind of sad. This is what has to bring the country together, like a roast on Netflix of football. There's
if anybody's gonna do it, Tom Brady.
A little sad. But also, maybe Bertram will bring the country together.
Let's go. That premieres May 12th on DailyWire.com with the Bertram hat. Tyler Fischer. You can go to TylerFischer.com as well for all the live shows.